4 straight trial wins and taking out the previous there at Gosford. Let's take a look at race 5 here. Jessie's Miss is favourite $1.80. I think she'll be really suited by the distance today. May have just found that second up trip a bit sharp for her last time. And there she is parading at $2.70. Mark Kavanagh, Damien Oliver. Damien looking for a double. Her first up run was very good, I thought, behind Tantrum. Tantrum just kept on going. She did well chasing. And then second up, maybe the 1100 second up, the same trip as the first up run, was just not that suitable for her. And she was beaten some 5 lengths, and she moved into the race at the right time, but then they just sprinted away from her and she couldn't do any more. But it might be different today. 1400 metres and a 0 to 62. She looks well placed. Some of these have got big question marks around them regarding, how well they're going, distance, maybe even their ability in this grade. And she looks to have good potential and prospects of going further than this Thursday at Bendigo. Here's Mauritius. Mauritius is $13. Now, Mauritius is a mare that took a while to get her win on the board, but she got 2 wins last campaign. She's honest when it comes to middle distance staying trips, and she's fresh 1400 metres. And she didn't run a bad race fresh at the start of her last campaign, but she just might be looking for a bit longer today. She'll settle off the speed. Probably not a day that you want to get too far back. And I'd just like to see her. I think she'll improve immensely from today's run, and maybe at a mile or even further in her next couple of runs, she'll probably go close to winning then. Zarbelli is the 3, a $4.20 chance for Gary Portelli and Jamie Mott. The first run in a race was a good strong win at Geelong. The horse then had 2 starts in its second campaign, both in town. Both were ordinary. One was in the Vanity, so probably excusable in that grade. And then was spelled again. It came back the other day here at Bendigo, and after getting a mile out of its ground, actually was seen doing its best work at the end of the race. 1400 metres again for the second time in a row, second up. She's a mare by Zabeel, so you will expect her to get a bit of distance eventually, but they're just keeping her to the 1400 metres at this stage. And she does look to have some quality and upside about her. She's $4.40. You won't miss her in running, will you? She's the grey out of the Roy's Jestermere Typhoon Belly. So nicely bred mare, and punters giving her an each-way chance. Belle of Dubai. I thought her return run was actually quite good. She was very disappointing last campaign, and her run behind Crucial showed that, well, maybe she can return to the winner's enclosure sometime soon. The thing that is very alarming today is that her second up record is 5 starts for no placings, nothing. She's got a reasonable first up record, 2 of her 3 wins, in fact, first up, but nothing second up. So I'm just concerned that she might be a bit flat today. If we can read into that statistic, she mightn't perform at her best. That's the reason why I couldn't really rate her that highly. She's $8.50. Now, what do you do with Dashing Twa? She ran well fresh last prep, but then she lost her form at her 2 Bendigo runs before the spell. I think they just bailed on that campaign because she just lost her way. But her previous runs were quite good. She won at Traralgon coming from last in what was a real eye-catcher. Tough to do it at that track. And then her first up run last prep was behind a handy horse in O for Awesome, and again ran on well. So from barrier 2, don't expect that barrier to be used, or barrier 1 now after scratchings. She is a get-back horse. Don't know how far back she'll get. You'd hope that there might be some ability for her to settle maybe midfield from that gate. But if she's on song and she's back and shows her best fresh form, well, you can expect her to be in the finish. 10 into 9.50. Here's Lightly, now with Lee and Shannon Hope, but stable change. It won on debut at 1,600 metres, but it was in a nil non-TAB meeting on Boxing Day. And then its 2 TAB starts resulted in big defeats. So on face value, it looks like she might be restricted to a weaker grade of race, a non-TAB level. And with her win being at 1650, maybe this will be a bit sharp for her. And we didn't get a good push from the stable earlier, so it's probably one that I won't be considering here. Domino Lady won a Class 1 at the start of the year in Albury. She can take up a forward position. She's coming back from a break and did win quite well on debut. She, I guess, got some versatility where she can land in running. I don't know whether she's got the same class as some of these, and hence she's at $31.